During our meeting on Wednesday at Retro Prestige Motorcycles, we happened to bump into Greg Birtish.
Talking about you, Greg. Talking about you.
We took the opportunity to jump at him and ask him a couple of questions about shark spotters.
Greg, cool. Glad we bumped into you.
Nice to see you guys in a motorbike. That's not where I hang out, except it's good coffee.
Yeah. Well, that was half the reason we came, was for the coffee. But it's cool we bumped into you. Just interested to hear from a shark spotter's point of view, which you're heavily involved in, the little buzzing incident that took place a day or so ago with Sasha.
Yeah, look, there've been a couple. That was definitely an intense one. You got to realize that there are a lot of these sightings that do happen and that are in the media. 70% of them aren't great whites. Like we get told, out of every 100 sightings, let's say we have, 70% are not great whites. There are bronze whalers, pygmy whales, seals, all sorts of different things. That was more than likely a great white, and he got more than just buzzed. Literally, he was, and he's a waterman. He knows the water, he knows the ocean. He was on a small board. He was on a bright pink board, I think, which he now has given away. There's no actual scientific proof that says that they are attracted to bright things. And I was speaking to Alison Koch about that, and she's the expert that you should speak to. But there's apparently no scientific proof. They can definitely see definition of colors of black and white, dark, the contrast, but not necessarily bright yellow or bright pink. So we're not sure.
Because social media also makes everybody an expert now.
Look, everyone's an expert, and it is a bit sad because shark spotters, and we only get sort of get into the public eye when things go wrong or things happen. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, there are people trying to raise funds and try and keep this program, non-profit program, going all the time. And there's so many issues behind it, and the other good work. And I'm going to punt it here. Just from saving people on beaches, helping kids, first aid, helping fishermen, helping animals that are, we do all that they do there because they're on the scene all the time. But then something happens with the shark, and everyone's like, "Oh, where were the shark spotters? What are they doing? Why are they not? Why couldn't you see the guy, the shark buzzing Sasha?" You got to realize that's a few kilometers away from we got a shark spotter sitting at the hook, and I think 2 days before there was a sighting and a scare for a great white as well, but they actually went and got footage from the photographs that were taken because it was a very clear day, and the water has been very warm, which Alison reckons it definitely plays a part. They definitely see more activity with warm water. So the Atlantic's been very warm. They seem to have moved across with it, but it's not that unusual, and there's no more sightings. Yes, maybe one or two suddenly. Then some of them, the one that I was talking about on the Friday, I think it was actually unconfirmed. Everyone said it was a great one, but they found some footage. The photographer had taken a photo. It was a pygmy whale, a baby pygmy whale. So that's the only proof they've seen. So we think that one wasn't actually a great white.
So where have you got spotters?
It's seasonality, so it depends. We normally have 8 or 9 beaches. We're starting right out of Cool Bay. We've got someone there permanently throughout the year at Cool Bay. Then you come around to Monwabisi Beach, and then we have the next person is Muizenberg up on the mountain. Again, you're up on the mountain. The pavilion house, the main house of the pavilion, that's a kilometer away. So if you're serving in front of the pavilion, and that's where the guy was attacked last year. There was an attack just, I think, last year or the beginning of the year, or end of the year before. He was just to the left of the pavilion, so just east of the pavilion. So when they did the whole report, because there were some questions asked, obviously, from the shark spotter side, the black flag was up because the visibility was shocking. It was overcast, big swell, big onshore-ish swell. So the guy was sitting 300-400 meters out, and then just over a kilometer line of sight from where the spotter was, and the spotter is now looking at it across at that angle. It's almost impossible to see a shark. Even if it was a crystal clear day, perfect water, no clouds, because cloud cover makes a big difference, then he might have seen it. And if it was straight down, he may have seen it. But it was murky day, kilometer away, and it was lucky they didn't see it. So if you want to be safe and you go to Muizenberg or you go to anywhere where there is a shark spotter, try and surf right down below them, within a couple of 100 meters of where they are, because he's looking down then, as opposed to across with the reflection and the wind and everything.
I think there's a lot of ignorance towards what flag means what. So can we get a quick run through of that?
Okay, so right in the beginning, when I started, we actually set up and implemented and designed and invented the flag system. I've got a life-saving background, so I had to look at what is standard in South Africa. Because at a life-saving club anywhere around South Africa, if there's a shark in the water, they have to, by law, put up a white flag with a black shark on it. That is a shark flag. So we couldn't vary away from that. We had to do that. There was no point us 100 meters down the beach flying a red flag with a shark on it, and then the lifesaving club puts up a white flag. It's just going to confuse everyone.
Yeah.
So we had to work backwards from that. So we had to go, that is a shark in the water. It's nationally recognized and internationally in many countries. That is it. So that's a shark flag. So from that we had to work backwards. Red flag, warning flag, there have been sharks in the area. Not now, but there have been. It's high risk. Don't go in the water, please. But if you want to, that's your, and we've warned you. Green flag, visibility is good. No sharks have been sighted. Black flag, no sharks have been sighted, but we can't see nothing.
Okay. That's
Pretty
black
much.
flag.
It's
Okay.
black. The visibility is poor, and we have to have that. And a lot of people complain about, oh, the black flag fires the whole time. It's
Is what
because we
it
can't
is.
see. You know, it's your choice. And yes, it's hard for us to educate people because you actually have to ask or pay attention and read the boards. I mean, people come to us on the beach. This flag system, I don't understand it. Where we meant to understand where we see how this thing works. So just look 2 degrees to the right. What? The board here. Okay, yeah, there's a flag system. Okay, yeah, there. But people don't. They look at the flags. They go, I don't understand it. That's a
So about Shark Spotters, is that completely a charity organisation?
Well, it's non-profit.
Okay,
So yeah.
How does it raise its money? And I mean, because most of these guys are volunteers. They don't really make a lot of
No,
money.
none of them are volunteers.
How
I'm
come-
the volunteer. They all make money. They
Okay.
all have salaries. It is now it's a non-profit business.
Yeah.
The money comes. Look, we started the first 2 years. We ran purely as the community put it together. So I basically crowdsourced from the community of surfers. Luckily through my business, through travel, I had a database of people. Luckily, so I went to the database and then to the industry, the surf industry, and to the Muizenberg businesses. And I said, listen, we're going to put a guy on the mountain. We're going to put a guy here. I need support. Puma came to the party. They donated 10 grand at the time, which was 2004, and Reef wetsuits. That was great. That got us started. And then all these kids and parents of kids and businesses all started putting in $50 a month into an account which I used, and I used a Lifesaving, Clifton Lifesaving, which was also a voluntary non-profit organization. I didn't want to put it in my bank account because then people start asking questions. So I did it through the Lifesaving Club. We ran it from that. I literally drove through to Muizenberg every second day, if not every day, and paid the guys in cash for sitting on the mountain from this money.
And now?
Now we got the Save Our Seas came on board, and they fund about. The city came on board in 2006, and they fund about 70% of the program. Save Our Seas funds about 20 to 25% internationally. So we barely cover costs. We don't have a lot for education. So then we fundraise, and we have fundraising events, which I'm quite involved in. And we do auctions, we do comedy shows, we do also, and we rely on donations.
Okay, so you do rely on donations.
100%.
And T-shirt sales, I saw that was
and
something
T-shirts,
new
we've
that
been
happened,
trying to get it
but
going for a while, and now that we've got a professional sort of team, and
I think you can order them online as well.
I think you can now.
Okay, cheers.
Go
Thanks,
check
man.
it out.
Thanks, Greg, for taking the time. As you can see, Shark Spotters is quite involved and can always use more support. Go to their spot in Muizenberg Beach, donate, volunteer, buy a t-shirt, follow them on Facebook or Twitter. Do whatever you can to help this project keep going strong. To find out more, go to their website. I'll put a link in the description below.